All right, multi-step linear inequalities. Solve for y. Reduce any fractions to the lowest terms. Let me just simplify. Don't round your answer, and don't use mixed fractions. So mixed fractions is, I think they're referring to like 5 3/4. They want it to be, if it's 5 3/4, you would just do 23/4, I think they want. And don't round your answer means don't use a decimal, like 0.6666, don't go 0.67. Okay, but for the problem itself, let's solve it. I have it written down already, right here. It's just like a problem where this sign, instead of it being an inequality sign, it'd be an equal sign. So this reads this side is greater than this side. So this is the less than, or the smaller side eats the bigger side. So this is bigger than this side. If it's flipped, then this is bigger. Sorry, bigger. Then this would be smaller than this side. So we're going to solve it the exact same way as a problem with an equal sign. There's one exception, okay? And I will talk about it when we come across it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to move everything from, not everything, we're going to move all the variables to one side. And we're going to move the constants to the other side, okay? So subtract 3. And I'm going to move my variables to the left, so plus 7y plus 7y. So these cancel off, and these cancel off. All right, 5y plus 7y is 12y, same symbol, and 13, that's not a minus sign, 13 minus 3 right there, we get 10. Our last step is to get our y by itself, so it's 12 times y, so we divide by 12, and we get y is greater than 10 over 12. It did say to simplify. We can simplify this as 5, 6. So y is greater than 5, 6. And we have to type in all of that. And we are right. I want you to be aware that if you were to have solved everything the opposite way, you would have gotten the same answer, but what would have happened is your 5, 6 would have been on this side, and your sign would have been flipped. Okay, and that's the exception in this in these problems, is that when this sign flips. Okay, it will flip at times. It did not come up in our problem, but if you were to do it the opposite way, it would have come up, okay? And I will make sure that that comes up next problem, so we can talk about it. Okay, so here's our next question. We have negative 38d minus 57 is greater than and equal to, that little line underneath means and equal to, 19d plus 76. Okay, so here we are. Moving variables to one side and constants to the other. All right, so we'll move variables to the left. So I'm going to add 19d to both sides. Or this is our both sides line, wherever that inequality or equal sign is. So I did the colors backwards too, whatever. And then plus 57 plus 57. Okay, so let's do the math here. We have negative 38d plus 19d. If you can't do that in your head, grab a calculator. I can. The answer is negative 19d. Erase this. That's my way. Rewrite the sign. Cross off, cross off, cross off, cross off. 76 plus 57. Is that all right? Yeah, that's right. So 6 and 7, that's 13. And then we get 1 and 7 is 8, plus 5 is 13 again, so 133. And finally, we're going to divide by our number that's out in front, our negative 19. Now, this is the exception. Everyone pay attention. So, when you divide or multiply by any negative number, this sign is going to flip sides. And that's it. Okay? That's the exception. Now we have 133 over 19. What is that? 7? 7. 7's right. Negative 7. And that's our answer. D is less than or greater than to -7. So we have this, right? We just solved this. This is the right answer. We could also flip everything and make a mirror. This would also be equal, the same thing, okay? Because -7 is still greater than or less than, sorry. -7 is still greater than or equal to D. D is less than or equal to -7. It's read the exact same way, but you're using different words, okay? So either way is fine. And you can type it in either way. That's what they make you type it in, because it doesn't how you write it on which sign you need to use. So you need to be very careful about which way you write it and which sign to use. Okay. I think the next questions are the exact same thing, and if they are, I'm going to move on. So yeah, this is the exact same question. Okay, I'm not going to solve this again. All right, so next assignment. I actually haven't looked at this one yet, so I don't know how it's different. Compound inequalities. So we just basically have two problems to solve here. And then we have to select the right way to represent it. So it looks like it's going to be A or C already, but I could be wrong because it says or. This one would be and. All values of x are solutions and no solutions. I don't think these are not. So it's going to be either A or C. Let's go through and solve them. Okay, so we already have only one variable, so all I have to do is move over this 7. So -7, -7. Now when you add and subtract negative numbers, you don't change the sign. It's only when you multiply, okay? So cross off, 12x greater than -11. -7 is -18. And then finally we're going to divide by 12. So we're going to get -18 over 12. Or it's going to be -3/2. Okay? Just see if that's an option already. X is less than, it looks like it's going to be A. It's the only one that has that option. We don't need to move on any further. X is less than -3/2. That's right here. And then I bet you this will come out that way. This one's written the wrong way. You can see that -3/2 and X is in here, but the small side's pointing towards -3/2, and we need the big side to point towards -3/2. So it's not B. And C doesn't have -3/2 anywhere. So I'm just going to check it right now. There we go. Yep, got it right. Okay, sometimes you don't have to do all the work. You just use logic. All right, next question. So 12x minus 39 less than or equal to 9. And then we have -4x plus 3 less than -6. All right, so add 39 to both sides. 12x less than or equal to 9 plus 39 is 48. X, we divide by 12, which gives us 48. Okay, sorry, we get 4. So x is less than or equal to 4. Looks like it's going to be B. He's right here inside. This is also once again written in the opposite direction, and that's not what we have. So I think we got it. And it also says and, so it's also why we know this is the correct answer. We could have just not even solved it. It's not necessarily true, actually. There's other reasons why you would want to solve it. Okay, keep going. So I have some time on this clock. Watch video. -4x plus 60 less than 72, and 14x plus 11 less than -31. Okay, subtract 60 from both sides. So -4x less than 12. Divide by -4. We're dividing by a negative number. Alert, alert. So we have to flip our sign. -3. I'll do this one too just because I want to. Subtract 11. We get -42. And then divide by 14 on both sides. Sorry, my writing's getting a little weird. It's messing up. 14, 28, 40, so -3. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is why there's going to be no solutions. I think I might have gotten lucky the last couple of problems. because this one is saying x is greater than -3. This one's saying that x is less than -3. So let's look at it. It says or, which means it's almost all values of x, but it never gives -3. So it's all values but -3, right? We have everything that's above -3 and then it's below -3. So it's actually going to be A. So I think I actually got lucky. I was thinking that there's a possibility where there's no solutions with these two things set up, but actually no, it's going to be A. And I don't think I got lucky the last couple of assignments. You can just go with one or the other. Yep. All right, one last question. -6x plus 14 less than -28. 3x plus 28 less than 25. Okay, subtract 14 from both sides. So -6x less than, what do we get here? 42. -42. Divide by -6. We get x is, we're divide by negative sign, so we have to change our sign. And then this is 7. This side we're subtracting 28. So we get -3. Divide by 3. We get x less than or equal to -1. So x is greater than 7. X is less than or equal to -1. Let's see which our options are. And it matches up to A. Yeah, just confirming. No, it's wrong. It just says and. Okay, I think it's actually going to be B. See, and this is or. I wasn't reading it clearly enough. So -1. Interesting. Oh, see. -1. They're not written the right way. Huh. Okay, I think this answer is actually there are no solutions, and I'll show you why. So I drew a little number line right here, okay? This is 0, big one in the middle. 5, 5, 10, -5, -10. Okay, our numbers say x is greater than 7. I will do this one in green, okay? So x greater than 7. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. So 7, we put an open circle on 7, and it's greater than. So it's that direction, okay? So that's all the values of there. Then it says x is less than or equal to -1. Well, -1's here. It's equal to, so we put a solid dot in. Like solid and open, that's the difference between these two things. Oh, it should be red. Or blue. Do blue. Blue. And it's less than. So it's all these values. And the important thing, remember I pointed out earlier when I thought I had the right answer and I said, no, it's not right? It's because it says and. So it has to be both. It's impossible to have both of these true at the same time. So there are no solutions. And we're done.